Good morning. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Can't believe it's Monday again, but it's the start of another week. And as always, we are going to be cooking live with Livia from Italy. Can't wait to see what she's going to be cooking up today. If you are watching us live, please pop a message in the comments. Kieran's manning Facebook. Do say hello. Tell us what you're up to. It's always good just to kind of catch up and keep the Flavours community going. And today we are giving away a cooking lesson with Livia. So today is a chance to join Livia cooking on one of her online classes. And we'll tell you more about that shortly. So let's go and see Livia's there and find out what she's going to be cooking today. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. I've heard everything. I found out now that there is a lesson with me as a giveaway. That's exciting.
Yes,
very good.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought rather than a cookbook today, we'd give a lesson with you. And you've got one of your new vegetarian cooking lessons on a Sunday. So
yes, yeah. I'm very excited about this way of spending my time, thinking about which lesson we should do, what should we cook, what is in season there, here. So that's why I'm not sure yet what we're going to cook with vegetables on the I think 11th of maybe that's the night. Yeah. But it's really up to the season, and I have to find out what is in season there. So I would like some suggestions. If someone can write down in the chat, what you think is the vegetable that is mainly in season in UK right now, so that I don't make you look for ingredients that you can find. And as you know, here in Italy right now, asparagus are starting to be in season. So they are local, they're not coming from Morocco, or they're not coming from other countries. And they're quite fresh. And we got many different varieties. Right now, I got just 2 to show you. And I will tell you about it.
Got some really nice Easter recipes. We've got 3 recipes today for asparagus.
Yeah, very quite simple. Again, this is a way to learn how not to waste anything out of a vegetable, like we've done with artichokes before. And it's a way, because everyone thinks they have to cut away these white bits. This is a quite big asparagus, Italian one, okay? And maybe everyone thinks that this, which is the white and woody part of the asparagus, have to be cut away. Actually, you could use it making a cream or a sauce, or making a creamy consistency sauce that you could use when you make a soup, for example. And I think in UK you make a lot of soups that we don't do very often here, or you could use it if you make a risotto. So you could keep it in the fridge and then use it in many different ways. Today we're going to use it to stuff eggs, boiled eggs, because that's what is typical during Easter. But I'm going to show you, and we can start now, how to clean an asparagus. I think asparagus is one of the really good ingredients that you can find in UK very easily when they are in season. Unfortunately, I find out that your season is much later, so it's going to be May, and I'm sorry that you cannot do this recipe live with me now, but when you got asparagus, I think you got really good quality. I'm not sure that you can find this kind of asparagus that I got here for you to show you, which are actually, we call them asparagina, so they are the asparagus family, and they are the wild asparagus. These are both. I didn't go look for them out. I wish I could, but we couldn't because you're quite locked down yet. But still, so these are wild asparagus, and they are the one you can find wild. They are much more flavor. They are easier to cook. You don't have to boil them when you use them, but just dice them small. And they, in Italian, they are called asparagina. Okay, so you see, they don't have much woody part. So the asparagus, Lorna, I need some help with your English, my terrible English. So they are germogli. What are they called? Shoots, maybe? Yeah, I think. They come, they grow in, they grow under the ground, and that's why you can see all these woody parts. So this is just the top, and the more delicate part. So this part is woody and hard. Okay, and just have to be for sure washed quite well, because it's full of soil, because it grows obviously under the ground, and it also has to be peeled. So you can decide to cut off the bit that is hard there without even using a knife, but just tearing it. If the asparagus is fresh, that would be the way to find that out. So if it's fresh, it would be crunchy and easy to break just with your finger without having to use the knife, and this is the point when it breaks easier. So that's where I'm going to cut it, okay? And this is the part that I'm going to use for the recipes we're going to cook. This is the rest. So this was quite a big and tall asparagus full of woody part. With this part, I'm going to peel it. Okay, first, if it's really dirty and messy, obviously you can throw it. Check the last part. If it's very woody, very hard, and also dirty, you can throw it, because remember that grows under the soil. So, and then you peel it. You can use a potato peeler to peel it a bit, okay, to clean it and peel it and take off the woody part, the outside, okay, that protect the asparagus from drying, okay. And then this is the only part that you will throw away out of the asparagus, because we are going to cut these into small pieces, okay, like this, for example, and adding it to some shallot. Okay. We're going to cook it with some oil and at the end butter. Cook them down for quite about, let's say, 20 minutes until it gets softer, and it can be mashed or blended with an immersion blender like we're going to do now. I've already done some of it, you know, just not to make this lesson too long, and here is how much it's been reduced and cooking, okay? So that's just shallot, butter, and some water to be able to transform it into a cream very easily.
And so I'm just double check, Livia, so because we're doing 3 recipes today, so people aren't confused. And what you're preparing just now, is that for the salad recipe?
This is the cream with the leftover bits of the woody part that everyone would throw away, and there would be a lot of waste. So this is the reuse recipe. That's the way not to waste anything out of the asparagus. We say that asparagus are like a pig, and out of a pig you don't throw away anything. You use every part of it. So that's to show you how to use it. This is for the eggs, for the boiled eggs. Cream we will use to stuff them. Another way to use them. I cook them down a little bit longer.
So we're doing, sorry, Livia. So we're doing a salad recipe with the asparagus, and then we're doing another. We're going to use the asparagus to stuff eggs.
Exactly. That's the cream we're going to use to stuff the eggs. Okay, so that's the last recipe. Maybe the less important one, but actually very important because it helps you not to waste anything, and it also allow you to have a cream in the fridge in a jar that you could use when you make your soup, adding to other ingredients, can be added to other ingredients, and it can make your soup more creamy, add to other vegetables, okay? And otherwise you can use it for a risotto. You can stuff the eggs like we're going to do, because it's Easter, and eggs, boiled eggs in Italy are very typical for Easter aperitivo, Easter starter, or as a side dish to the meat course. And then the other 2 recipes that we are doing are the most traditional one in Italy, which is called either asparagus alla milanese or asparago alla Bismarck, because Bismarck was a conductor for the Second World War in the, from Austria, I think, and he used to eat things raw. So this recipe include the egg cooked on top of the asparagus, quite rare. No, rare or raw? Oh, I don't know. No, you tell me, I would say. Yeah. Okay. So for that reason, it's called asparagi alla Bismarck or asparagi alla Milanese, because in Milan, they produce a lot of asparagus. It's one of the not very big amount of traditional recipes that they have. And this is the one they're famous for. So, and for that recipe, we need asparagus steamed or boiled for just a few minutes. So I got water already boiling, as you can see there. I'm just going to clean a few more asparagus and cook them in the water. These asparagus are going to be used for asparagi alla Milanese, cooked with the eggs, and also part of them instead are going to be used for the salad that you are talking about. Okay.
Great. And just to let everybody know, Kieran's manning Facebook, and he's got all the recipes. He's going to put up a link, and you can see with Livia very kindly over the weekend sent you all the recipes, and we've got them on the blog as well. So it's very simple.
Yeah, so this is, I'm sorry if I don't want to confuse anyone. I just want to try to show you the more recipes we can. Okay, you can see the asparagus always break easy when they are fresh, and that's the point where you can break them and cook them. They will be softer, easier to cook. So either you tear them, you break them with your fingers, or you cut the woody part off, as we were saying. So I'm just going to do the thicker ones because we need to cook them for just a few minutes, as we were saying, just a few minutes, and then cut them into small pieces for the salad. The salad that we are making is a different way of eating an asparagus. Is boiling it just for 5 to 6, 7 minutes, and then cutting into small pieces and adding to these some cured pancetta that have to be cooked to make it crunchy and cut into small pieces, and then pine nuts, okay, that we will toast together with the pancetta, okay, and then other ingredients are celery and lemon, okay, that will be mixed to the salad, and this will be a fresh, just a little bit cooked asparagus, like British-like. Because you eat vegetables much better than us, you know, you worry about the elements that are in the ingredient, the elements that are inside the vegetable, and you make sure that they're not released into boiling the water. Instead, I think in Italy we think more about the flavor of the vegetable and what you want to obtain most of the time to make a pasta sauce or a risotto is a creamy sauce that will give a lot of flavor to the sauce you are making, but actually not very good for health at the end, because all the fibers, sali minerali, and vitamins will be released in the water you've used to boil them on to cook the vegetable. I know every guest that I know that I've met in my life think that in Italy we cook vegetables too much, I think. So, and I agree with them.
Yeah. We're international today because actually we've had a couple of messages. Sheila and Julia are watching us from the US as well. So it's not
for real. Sheila?
Yes.
Hello, I'm just Julie. Yeah, very well. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to start boiling the asparagus. Allora, to boil asparagus, there are two ways to do it. You know, the best one would be to have a special pan called pot, which is called asparagera in Italian. I don't know how it's called there, but it is a tall and narrow pan that allows you to cook the woody and harder part, because the one that grows under the ground and doesn't come out, it's woody and harder for longer, more in contact with the heat that comes out, and much less the tips. The tips really should not be boiled in water, but should stand up and just steam with the heat that is produced by the lower water which is boiling. So it would cook perfectly if you either tied with a string the asparagus and cook them standing in quite a lot of water up to this level. Otherwise, another way would be to cook them less, laying down completely in not a big amount of water, which is what we're going to do now, because I couldn't go out to buy an asparagera. Actually, I thought to do it, and I couldn't find it here. So
because we were doing your recipes last night, Livia, and I sent you a picture. We did it in our kitchen, and we had the pot, and then we had the asparagus wrapped around in the string, and then we had 2 wooden spoons on either side holding the asparagus up, and that's how we cooked it last night, because we don't have one of those fancy asparagus cookers either.
Perfect. That's perfect, Lorna. Yeah, that's the way to cook them, because it's really the tips should be out of the water and should just steam, that will make them more delicate, and also you would be able to get the flavor of the asparagus better at the end. These asparagus will still be crunchy. Now we're going to cook them for about 5 to 8 minutes. Italian times are always a bit different, okay, but anyway. And instead, these are the other, the woody part that I'll show you, which is actually reducing, and I'm going to blend it just in a few minutes to make the cream for the eggs. Okay.
And how long would that cream keep in the fridge, Livia?
How long? Sorry.
Yeah.
I think I put it down about at 12, so it's about half an hour. You could obviously do it for less time, or and then cook it with more water and higher flame. I like to cook it slowly with not a lot of water, covered for a little while, and then I let it dry. So, and then obviously there is salt. There was butter already, but I'm going to add some to be able to blend it and make it more creamy. Okay. So the asparagus are starting to boil. It is very important that you have rock salt in the water when you boil a vegetable to get a better color and for the vitamins to stay in the vegetable a little bit longer because of osmosis. So that's a chemical thing that happens, that when there is salt outside in the water, the vitamins will stay inside because outside the saltiness is higher. So that's why salt is important to get a better color. It's also important to cool down the vegetable after you cook them to keep the chlorophyll with a brighter color. You should cool down the vegetable as soon as you've boiled it in cold water. That way you would have a more bright color, more bright green color, which makes it nicer when you serve a green vegetable for sure. Okay, so then I also have another recipe that, no, I just want to show you something easy you could also do, not to waste anything at all. You could also peel, now I'll show you with a potato peeler, if you want to see it. So you could also peel just the green part, so take off the woody part, and then peel these with a potato peeler, like this. Okay.
Yeah.
And in this case, you would obtain these little, let's say, I don't know, strings or, yeah, of asparagus, okay, which are really good raw, okay, completely raw. These don't even have to be boiled at all. So we always think about asparagus as something that we should cook a little bit, and instead asparagus are delicious and really good if you have them completely raw. So if I keep these, now I'll show you in some water, cold water, very cold water, okay, they will get curly. They will get curly. So cold water or ice cubes, okay, with these small pieces of asparagus that we have tear off from with a potato peeler, okay, they will become curly. I've put these in, let's say 20 minutes ago, and I put them in the freezer for them to cool down faster. Okay. You could add this to a salad, and I got some vegetables here to show you, which are in season now in Italy, to show you how to make a salad with some of these asparagus mixed, and that would make you appreciate the asparagus flavor even better. Okay.
And that's just plain water, just it's not like
just plain water, but very cold. So it should be as cold as made with ice cubes. So
some of the guests are saying that one suggestion is to roast asparagus with olive oil and sea salt, and another one again roasting asparagus with balsamic vinegar. Yeah, that's a nice one too, isn't it? There's so many options.
Nice. Yeah. There are many options, many ways to do it. These are the salads that I'm going to use. That's the other thing I want to show you. So this is a radicchio. This is for a fresh salad that you don't have in the blog, so it's just something extra. So this is a wild radicchio, okay, which is bitter and really nice. This is, I've been told that the less dandelion, leaves, don't know if you can see it, yeah, which are bitter too. This again, dive, you know, it's bitter. And if we add on top some of the shavings that I got out of the asparagus, you could make a slightly different salad, sweet, because asparagus raw is sweet. So it will go well with all of these vegetables, and just season it with olive oil and salt. And that could be a way to eat asparagus also fresh. Obviously, you can also add some Parmigiano on top, I think, shaving of Parmigiano. Parmigiano goes very well with asparagus.
That sounds yummy.
Okay, so now my asparagus are ready. As we were saying, we don't want to overcook them. Sure, so take them out. I cool them down really just for a few seconds. If you got the chance to have a tall and narrow pan, or you can tie them, as we were saying, with something heavy out of the pan to keep them standing, that would be perfect. Otherwise, cook them in a little amount of water. Okay.
And
I cool them down.
And would you wouldn't cool them down, Livia? You wouldn't run them through cold water, those asparagus, just now to stop them cooking any further? You just, no?
Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm sorry you cannot see it, but I'm cooling them down in running water. Otherwise, you can dip them, really, if you want to be very professional, you can dip them in some cold water with ice cubes and keep it there with the ice cubes for a few minutes, and that will help you to to cool them down faster, and keep the color bright. Okay, so these are the asparagus. You see the tip is still standing a little bit, so they are not really overcooked. Okay, and now I'm going to cut them. So the thicker one are used to make the salad. I cut this part into 4, let's say, depending on the thickness of the lo stelo, and then small bits like this. Okay.
Perfect. We've got some nice messages this morning. Hello from Anton Dillis there as well. We've got Val, Liz, Caroline, Sue. Yeah, it's lovely to see everybody. Julia, Anne, Mark, Lorna. Oh, Tanya got her cookbook from last week. No pressure, Tanya. You want to see which recipe you cooked? You must let us know. Great.
Exactly, we want to see it.
Yeah, so there's no cookbook this week, but there's a chance to win a cooking lesson with Livia. So if anyone would like to win the cooking lesson, just drop that in the comments, and Kieran will pick somebody at the end to join Livia on her Italian vegetarian cooking class on the 11th of April. That'd be good.
Perfetto. Well, I'm sure that who's watching maybe like vegetables, but I'm not sure. So. Maybe. Okay, so now, sorry. Okay, so now while I'm doing this, I'm going to start cooking some pancetta. So I need the pan quite warm. Okay, and I've kept it warming over there, so I think it's ready. Okay. Va bene, with nothing at all under. I'll move this here so you can see it better. And in here, now the pan is already warm because I kept it on. I'm going to make first the crunchy pancetta, which is cured. In Italy, you can find also fresh pancetta. And with the heat, with the heat and the fat that comes out of the pancetta, I will also flavor the pineapple.
That looks delicious. Yeah.
Just to make it crunchy, being able then to cut it into smaller pieces that I will add on top of the salad. So this way, pineapples also are toasting, and also they get the fat, the flavor fat of the pancetta, and toasting them, you extract the oil, and then a nut got more flavor if you toast it. Every time you use a nut, especially if you use it in a salad or any other sauce, you should always toast it, because otherwise it doesn't have much flavor. The flavor comes out, the oil comes out with the heat. Okay, now this is toasted and it's ready. I'm going back here to the salad, and I'm going to cut some celery and also some lemon. Lemon goes well with these asparagus flavor. Okay. Okay. Then I got some celery here. Just very thin.
There's lots of people, Livia, looking for a cooking lesson with you. I see lots of people
Wow. And then now we are planning for a lot of new recipes and a lot of, all spring long, because I think that's something you could keep doing even if you are going to be back at work and back to your normal life very fast, I think, as far as I've read. But it's good also that you had this idea of making the membership learn, because I see a lot of guests that are now coming to the lessons very often, and sometimes also, for example, when we do the Italian aperitivo, they follow the lesson in English and they want to follow it also in Italian to practice their Italian. And that's because I think that's because they got the membership, so they are free to do as many lessons as they like with not too much pressure. I don't know.
I think with the membership, they pay a monthly fee, but then they can have unlimited classes, and there's everything now. There's yoga and Pilates and painting and lots of cooking classes.
Yes, I've seen you doing also yoga, which is something that we've never been doing. We used to do just Pilates, right? Now that's a new thing.
Yeah. There's some really nice ones, actually. There's some nice ones in the evening for relaxation, helping you sleep and things, actually. I want to try that one. I'm a rubbish sleeper, so yeah, that's really popular. And I think with the cooking lessons, we've got more aperitivos and seasonal recipes, Tuscany cooking classes. Yeah, it's busy, actually. I think Pina was on Saturday doing a cooking lesson from Puglia as well. They did a really nice
ciambellone. She always has great, recipes and also a lot of pictures. She likes to take care of her cooking, really.
She's been doing lots on Instagram, actually. It's interesting to see. I think lots of people have been learning new skills, actually, and lots of people have been posting things on Instagram and photographs and cooking and things, which is great. And Letitia was on Saturday. She was doing that, the farinata, the chickpea pancake. That was popular as well. And we've got, we've got, I won't say yet who it is, but we've got a MasterChef chef. So MasterChef's a program in the UK, and amateur chefs go onto it, and we've got somebody there who I think is going to come and do some Scottish seafood recipes for us.
Che bello! I would like to do a Scottish lesson. I really would like to learn how to cook something British in general, and also maybe Scottish even better, because I'm curious about, and I've seen a lot of pictures of the cooking that they are doing with Louise, and it looks really great, and they're all very excited. And I also like the idea that you do like a course of things, of many, 4 lessons together. And also I can see they all keep together. Now I'm preparing, the pan, just a second, for the Asparagus alla Bismarck. Do you cook this recipe, Lorna, in UK?
No,
do you cook asparagus with eggs?
Yes. Oh, yes. That's really popular. Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably one of the main ways we would do it. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Just to know, I thought, it's typical from all over around Europe or where you produce. Okay.
Yeah. No, the other thing I meant to say is can I talk, Livia?
Sorry. Sorry, yes.
The other thing I meant to say is we've got, some of the guests might know, there's a lady called Aggie Mackenzie who's quite well known in the UK. She used to do a program about how clean is your house, and she used to go around and do a program about people's houses. But she's also become, in the last couple of years, a yoga teacher. She's a big yoga fan, and actually she's coming to teach some of our yoga lessons. I think that starts after Easter, and she was also due to do some yoga retreats for us, and we've just released new dates for her yoga retreats in Tuscany. So yeah, she's lovely, actually. In fact, I think I'm going to interview her on Facebook Live after Easter. She's very funny, very nice, actually. She's a really nice lady. She's been judging, there's a cookbook competition at the moment, and she's been judging cookbooks. So yeah, she's a big foodie as well, and yeah, she's been doing yoga. So that's somebody else that's going to be joining us. Yeah.
Well, never. Unfortunately, we got different. Even if I'm trying to look at UK TV, and I found the way, actually, I'm looking at BBC 2, BBC 4, so I'm lucky I found the way online to watch it. I follow all the time, but I never heard about her, so I would be interested to see. So now we are doing the uova alla Bismarck. Sorry, I broke one egg. Very good. And I'm going to break it actually over there now. So I just cook it for a few minutes, really. So and now I'm going to pour the egg in here. Uno. And the other one here. Okay. Then I I cover with a lid. Okay. And I'm going to leave it to cook slowly, turn it off. I know that for British it's very important to cook the egg properly, so I'm not sure I'm going to do it right for you, but that's the way we usually do it. So now a little bit of 1-2 minutes more with the flame on, then turn it off, cover it, and serve it really quite raw.
That would be a really nice breakfast dish, wouldn't it? It's really, really tasty. Eggs and asparagus, a very healthy start to the day.
Yeah, that's very typical for Easter, because Easter usually is in March, and in Italy you already got asparagus cooked, so that's why. Okay, so the salad is almost ready. I'm going to add just olive oil and some salt.
Looks like you've got a really lovely sunny day with you, Livia.
Sorry?
It's actually nice and sunny with you today.
Yes, it's very sunny and it's really warm, so now it's back to being warm. Okay. Okay, so this is celery, some slices of lemon. I still have the lemons that I got last week, and it's a lemon. You can actually eat out everything out of it. Okay. Then I already put some of the toasted pine nut, and now I'm going to serve it in a dish like this, so you can see it better.
You're always so good for your presentation, Livia. It's lovely. Well, Val says it's sunny in Liverpool. Send us some sunshine, Val. I think down south it's supposed to be really nice this incoming week, which is great.
Now, here it's really, really warm today, so now I'm lucky that I got the terrace. I can do some gardening, even if I cannot go out to buy any plants, but I hope I can do it soon. Okay, so that's the salad for now.
Wow.
Okay, so that's the salad, and I'm going to leave it over here.
Yep. We just need a glass of white wine to go with that, Livia.
I know, yes. You could always have a glass of wine. Actually, yeah, I've lost a bit the habit to drink, and I don't know why. So I'm resting my liver, which is really good, because here we don't have dry January, so at least now it's good I've rested my liver. Then I'm going to blend the sauce, okay, the cream. So you see, we're doing all of this in half an hour, so it doesn't take much time, and you should consider to do it. It doesn't take much time, it's not difficult. And to this you can add either a little bit of butter, or for example a creamy cheese like Philadelphia would be for you. Okay, and otherwise I'm going to add a bit of butter.
Yeah, this is the cream for the filling to fill the egg.
This is the cream that we are going to use to stuff the boiled eggs that I got here to show you. Okay.
Great.
You can also use it, as we were saying, for other purposes. So mainly it could be for a risotto, it could be for a pasta sauce.
Could you use it on a bruschetta, maybe?
On a bruschetta, exactly. Yeah, we use it very often. I'm going to add some Parmigiano to the asparagus over here and keep them covered. So the heat will finish melting also the asparagus. Okay. Then I got the boiled eggs here. Another ingredient that I can add either to the salad or to the cream is the yolk. Okay. That will give more thickness to the yolk, to the sauce. So you can actually break it either with your finger or just mashing it with a fork. It will give it a nice yellow color. Well, that's because my eggs again are very dark yolk, so quite lucky there.
Yeah, I'm just looking at everybody's comments, Livia, and everyone's doing the same as me. Everybody's hungry.
Lovely.
Really good.
It makes me happy if you're getting hungry.
Yeah.
Because it means it's appetizing.
Yeah. And just how well you're doing. It's great. And some lots of lovely recipes. When everyone can have friends and family around. New ideas.
I hope so. Yeah, it's okay. So this is just to show you, how to you could serve it with some greens. So these are a way to make this cream really useful for your soup, especially, I think. So you should really consider to use them in a soup, because a soup need it's like when you make a risotto, you have to have a good stock, for example. So when you make a soup, if you got something that will thicken up your soup and give also a lot of flavor, and also helps you not to waste anything, because you're not wasting any part of the asparagus. I think that's useful.
Where would you put the cream in then? At the end, and just stir it at the end of the soup? And what
at the end?
What kinds
at
of
the
soup?
end?
Yeah, what type of soup would you be putting the?
Well, for example, if you make a soup when you will have fresh peas, for example, you can make a soup with peas and onion, peas or fresh onion, for example, and then I think peas and asparagus go very well together, and also broad beans go very well together. So you could boil all together with onion, not too many strange ingredients together. So I would not add any carrots, I would not add this kind of ingredients, but because it would make it strange. But onion, peas, broad beans, and asparagus are really good, for example. And also they got the right color, So here in this salad, I've mixed some radicchio, endive, and dandelions, that I've learned how to say today. And on top of this, you could actually put some of these shavings of the asparagus. Okay, that have been staying in cold water. If they stay a bit longer, it would make them more curly and nicer. And this is what you could serve. And then I'm taking also these out so we can show it. Okay. So I think that's they're not. I don't think these are too difficult recipes, and they didn't take too long. So
I don't think so at all. The salad just looks like a bowl full of good health. I'm sure you feel very good once you've eaten all that salad. It's very healthy.
Yeah, and also it's a different way to see, let's say, asparagus. Eat them in a slightly different way, and also try to eat them more healthy, so without them being too cooked.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so this is the salad. I'm going to leave it here, maybe, if you can see it better. These are the. I think the egg is fine, because I can see it's when it's moving like this. I can see the yolk is still raw, and as you can see, the parmesan have melted, not too cooked. There's a way to use.
That's delicious. That's brilliant. Thank you.
We've done everything. It didn't take a long time, so you can always do it. That's the purpose of, showing you how easy you could cook if you got the right ingredients, and can have just some new recipes.
That's brilliant.
New idea.
Great. And Kieran will pick. I'm not sure Kieran's not picked yet, not drawn who's going to win the cooking lesson with Livia. Oh, she has. Oh, it's Claire. Oh, well done. Claire, you've won the cooking lesson with Livia on her vegetarian on the 11th of April.
Okay.
Excellent. Well done.
I think I don't know Claire, so that's fine. Good. I'm glad to meet a new person. Yeah.
That's great. Oh, that's really good. Brilliant. And I think, are we back next Monday, Livia, even though it's Easter Monday? I'm not sure what you're doing. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm here. I think I'm here. So as you like, you tell me.
Yeah.
What, Perfect. Yeah.
We can come back on Easter. Any requests? Then let us know if there's anything you'd like to learn, any ideas. We'll come back with some ideas for next week. That's great. Thank you so much. Great. That was lovely. All of you have be inspired to go and get some asparagus.
Thank you, and have a good Easter. Buona Pasqua.
Yeah, you too, Livia. Great, and everybody else. Thank you so much. Nice to catch up. Take care. Bye now.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.